Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I am Rungren.
And we've got some stuff to talk about.
Yes. Yes, we do.
I realized the other Thursday, and you can watch my realization live if you have not seen it, that I start every Thursday podcast while we're covering monsters the same way. That made me go back and look at the Tuesday podcast. And I have bad news for myself. I apparently repeat myself all the time.
Yeah.
We've got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
268 episodes. How's your week been, Rugger?
Not bad. Finished up watching Disenchanted.
Okay.
Yes, well, it wasn't bad. It ended up really good. I was kind of disappointed with the beginning of it. Disclosures. My favorite cartoon of all time is Futurama.
Right.
Like number one on the list. It's down there.
Oh, Disenchantment. I'm sorry. I thought it was Disenchanted. Thank you.
Sorry, Disenchantment. We watched through that, which it's the creators of Futurama and the Simpsons creators, Matt Groening.
Right.
So the start of it is a little disappointing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of slow. I think I was expecting too much.
Yeah, I got you.
Maybe, but let's see, it was 4 seasons of it, and it really felt it. I think in the third season of it, it found its footing.
Yeah.
And started rolling really good. Yeah, because it went. The third and fourth season felt they went faster than the first two.
I got you.
I mean, they're the same length, but
yeah, I definitely understand that feeling though.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So I like that. That was a pretty good show. I would recommend it.
Okay.
I would recommend it. If you got Netflix, give it a shot. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
So we had we played Lotro Monday.
MMO Monday.
Yeah, we did that.
Slow 2 and 3 for good. 4, they shove way too much into it. That happens in most shows.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah, but it kept the story got a lot better. They could have actually probably gone a little bit longer with those ones. True. Towards the end there, as they were wrapping everything up, that was really But so what did we do on that? We ran around Oscar Ruth out there, killed some dead things.
Got some levels, ran a couple skirmishes.
Yes, we killed dead things and re-killed dead things. Told the guy, wouldn't get some more. We're freaking go.
I tried to become a Gaunt Lord and failed.
Yeah.
Not fair.
Yeah. Title's already taken.
Yep.
Already taken. But there's a pretty cool part coming up in that.
Yeah.
We're going to go through this. Yeah. We'll get to team up with Radagast here pretty soon.
Okay. Which we learned yesterday. We learned that Radagast supports the race war.
Please go watch that and get that in context. Please go watch it. What else? I got my song out Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to finish one. I have one for this Sunday. I got to get it together. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I have not yet got to listen to that. I got my notification on it today and was like, oh, but I haven't had time to listen to it yet. I'm excited.
They send out my notifications in snail mail, apparently. I don't understand.
They always come late.
That's fine. I don't know. Well, that I do have to. I go do some work on Wednesdays. I got to do that in the morning. But
yeah,
that's this other thing. That's about it, really.
Okay.
Everything was pretty good. Got the trash out in time. Consider that a win.
Oh yeah, always.
I'm gonna take that where I can get it.
I don't think people realize 3 bags a week. Like, look, man, I'm trying to clean a house that was a mess already.
Yeah.
And I'm making trash as I live. Like 3 bags a week's really not as much as you think it is, trash company.
Right. Oh, but that's about it. It's been a pretty smooth week. I'm still on stress. The main thing is getting the song out Sunday.
Yeah.
Get that finished and done. But how has your week been?
It's been a little busy.
Yeah.
So I have a new kitten. And you may say, Trey, you just said that like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I have another new kitten.
Yeah, it up views, so we got another one.
Right, that's right. No, one of the kittens that was born in the yard from one of the yard cats that roams the neighborhood was born blind, and she abandoned it. So we've taken it in, and I've decided to call it Garrett after the character from Quest for Camelot. That's blind.
Very good.
Very good. He's a little cutie pie, and hopefully soon, when he can stomach temperatures that are as cold as I keep this office, he will be able to come in here, and I can show you him. But he has to eat
keep him warm
every 2 hours.
Yes.
So yeah, he's staying. The bedroom is currently not cold at all. It's 90 degrees in there, so he's happy.
Yeah, nice and warm to him.
Yeah.
Nice knowing that.
Then we finished Vikings.
Oh.
And I'm super excited to do the review on that. I have a lot to talk about there. Because that show's really good.
All right.
It tells you just enough to give you an idea that some of those characters' names will carry on into legend after the show's over. Like, hey, their adventures aren't done. But without telling you what they're going to be doing. And so, like, when I get to go, hey, I know this is Ireland because I know what happens here. That's a cool feeling, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a really well done show. Other options for Blinken, I mean, you know.
But if he went by that, he had to change the name of the other one and get one more, so he'd have Winking, Blinking, and Nod.
That's very true. One thing I do want to call out real quick with Vikings is if you're somebody that's into historical accuracy, and especially when it comes to like sets and weapons and everything and combat, the first like 3 seasons are really good for that. Slight injuries become infections, become problems. Weapons work the way they actually work in real life, where you don't just get a cut and somebody's dead immediately on the field. As the show goes on, it becomes more cinema and less realistic.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing because the sets are still really cool. The action's still really great. And the acting is really good all the way through. But there definitely are some moments where I'm like, that guy should not be dead. Why is he dead?
Yeah.
So, just Hollywood time happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's pretty solid. And then because we finished Vikings, I got to watch something while I eat.
Well, how many seasons is Vikings? How many seasons?
So if you ask Amazon Prime, which is where you can watch it, it's 9 seasons. But in actuality, it's only 8. Technically 7 because they split the last season. But Amazon, for some reason, has an extra season 4 called Season 402, and you can't watch any episodes in it.
Proceed, sir.
So, with that done, I started watching Cobra Kai.
All right.
And look, I have to admit my sin to all of you here. I love Karate Kid. I love Ralph Macchio in Karate Kid. Mr. Miyagi is incredible. I just assumed this was using the name. I didn't think it was actually tied into it. I thought it was one of those, right? Like, hey, we're carrying the name forward. And so when Cobra Kai opens with that fight in Karate Kid, I went, what? No, it's really cool. We finished almost the first season. We have 6 minutes of the first season left before my girlfriend had to go to work. And it was absolutely agonizing to not finish that 6 minutes without her. Because I really wanted I could just, finish the show real quick and just get this season done for the podcast. But I was good.
All right, look. If you want to do that, you say you want to see. You wanted to watch it, then now you want to watch her reaction.
Oh, that would have been very smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been really smart. But no, yeah, I love this show. This show's really good. I know that the gimmick, I say loosely, right, of the show is that the actors are learning a bunch of the moves, so they use very little stunt work. They do still have stunt work, but they have less stunt work than a lot of shows. It really does, like, I bought into it immediately. It really does feel more visceral in a lot of ways when you get to see the actor themselves do it. And there are obviously cutaways. Yeah. There are times where, a stunt double is brought in for this one frame to do the start of this move, and the actor finishes the move off. But then there are fights where you don't really see any cuts, And nice. Those fights feel really good. And if the action alone wasn't enough, I also think, look, I don't mean to just compare everything to Gundam, but there are no good guys and bad guys in Cobra Kai. It's just characters, right?
Yeah.
And it's how they all interact that makes it interesting. There is no, hey, this is the main character, because everybody kind of feels like the main character.
That can work. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it won't for a show, but sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Where you have like the ensemble cast or whatever it is, where you have everybody kind of has an arc.
Right. Game of Thrones tried that and then went, hey, but these people are the real main characters. They're the most main of the main characters.
Yeah, that was like, yeah. But
no, this is a good show. I definitely recommend it so far. I'm not all that far into it. Just like I said, one season almost. And I'm digging it. It's really cool. The only thing is, I have to throw this out here. Just a little thing. There is a karate tournament in the first season. Yeah. And in that tournament, there is a guy that is very clearly just doing capoeira.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot look at that and go, well, that's karate, because that's clearly capoeira. And I don't know if that guy was a capoeira guy that started taking karate, and so they just wanted to have the extra flair in there. But, like, look.
That would be more like actual MMA. We're going to take karate against capoeira, against kung fu,
Right. There are movements that are very distinguishably capoeira that I cannot just sit here and go, well, that's karate.
Yeah. That's anyway.
But very cool show. Looking
forward
to
do that in a taekwondo tournament.
That's very true. Oh. Anyway, I was going to make a really, really bad joke about taekwondo. I'm going to be good.
All right.
They have enough to deal with.
I think you need like a buzzer for people to use the points for.
That's right. That capoeira guy would probably clean up that tournament anyway. So I finished SD Gundam Battle Alliance, like we talked about last week. Got that review up. It's great. Was coming off the goal of that, was going, hey, I'm doing great, got another review done. And then I finished Guild Wars 2 Living World Season 3. And got the review up for that. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm doing great. I'm going to finish Strangers of Paradise tonight. I did not finish Strangers of Paradise last night. I got a lot of way into it, but I didn't finish it. I think there are like 4 missions left.
Oh, dang. Okay.
But I'm almost done with it. That game's still really cool. The more that I unlock in the job system, the more fun I'm having just playing the game. The story is still really bizarre in such a great way. It is such a homage to FF1. I really love it. But I don't want to say too much until I finish it and see if it sticks it, but
okay.
Very, very good game.
Very
good game.
Very chaotic.
Yes, absolutely. Also, Jack is still one of the best main characters I've ever seen. And you say, well, you just like him because he's edgy. It's like, no, I like him because a character goes, whoa, this is my plan. I'm going to do this thing. And Jack just goes, shut up, and punches him. And the guy goes, you didn't let. He's like, no, I didn't. Bam! Punches him again. Heck yeah.
What? Something that knows the pattern between eye patches and punches. I don't know about you.
Oh, it's great. It's great. And then the last thing for my week, on the building stream, we finished our SD Toggies 3
Yes, you did.
Zhao Hadun version, and I'm going to bring him real close here because guess what? Talking about eye patches, guess what doesn't work? You can still see his eye. How dare you make a kit? There we go. I was pixelated. Still a little fuzzy. There we go. How dare you make a kit with an eye patch and then not make it an actual eye patch?
Right.
I will never forgive this slight, Bandai.
Hey. Buy the upper level kit.
Yeah, I guess so, right? By the real grade.
Yes.
So we're probably gonna take a couple extra minutes on this Friday's painting stream and try to make this guy better. We can't make his building better, but we can at least make his paint job better.
There you go.
But that's pretty much been my week. A lot of little things going on, you know?
Yeah. Oh.
All right. Well, we've had a slight change on the back end to the way we do things here that I'm really excited for. And that's that Rungren doesn't know what game we're going to start reviews with.
Yeah, no, I got no idea.
So,
None. No, I got a 1 and a... Yeah, I got a 1 and a 2 on the docket. That's all I got.
I love this. We're going to start reviews off with Shovel Knight Dig. So this is the Shovel Knight roguelike.
Okay.
All I will give you is that I have talked to a few people that have played this. Waverly just immediately 78. I already know. I have talked to a couple people that have played this. Let me get the ice cream up here. And unfortunately, we had to take Faith's name off. You got to earn it again tonight.
Yes. You've had your 5 minutes of fame.
I've talked to a couple people that have played this game.
Okay.
And they seem to like it, but they feel like you don't gain a lot of power very quickly. So just take that as you will.
Okay.
What do you think, based on the idea of one of the biggest, like, Kickstarter games? I understand. One of the biggest Kickstarter games ever, maybe the biggest Kickstarter game ever, that actually wound up being good. People like it a lot. Branching off into a roguelike.
Yeah.
That is done up like a Game Boy game.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to go 82.
Okay.
I'd like to give you a pretty good score.
Got a 78 and a 75 on the table. Yeah,
Right,
except we
I'm
can
going
go. The answer is 83.
Oh,
Right there. Right there.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
So, I'm going to read you this 5 out of 5 star review because this blurb is something special. From EGM. Shovel Knight Dig isn't just a cash-in on the series' popularity. It's a game that stands on its own merits as a worthy prequel to the original. The titular hero's moveset translate perfectly to a more vertical orientation, and Nitrum's bite-sized level design makes full use of Yacht Club's well-established gameplay style. The 16-bit style visuals and music are an absolute treat, especially for fans of the series, and the roguelike elements presents a nice sense of progression and replayability. Shovel Knight Dig might not be the exact sequel that fans have been clamoring for, but it's the next best thing. So, my question to you is, does that blurb actually tell you anything about this game other than, hey, it's a roguelike?
It does a little bit, but it's not like... It's like somebody had a word limit and had to add some more words in.
Yeah.
They got to hit a certain limit. I mean, they kind of explain the game.
Yeah.
I guess.
Kind of. I have 2 more for you.
All right.
Hey Poor Player says, small complaints aside, Shovel Knight Dig is still a fantastic game. It definitely mixes Shovel Knight mechanics with roguelike elements to create a game that's more than the sum of its parts. While the difficulty level can feel a bit overwhelming and may deter some gamers, this is still an entry any fan of the series will find themselves loving. So what are you waiting for? Get ready to burrow into this exciting new adventure from Yacht Club Games!
I get it done without the last line.
So, I do want to take umbrage with this review for one thing. Which is that I'm tired of hearing in review blurbs, if you're a fan of the series, you have to pick it up. Because I feel like if you're a fan of the series, you already know that.
Yeah.
You just want to know if it's good.
just change it up a little bit. Just start out with, look, if you're a fan of the series, go away.
Yeah.
And then
this is for new people.
New people, man.
I have one more for you, and this is from Kakucho Pare. If you're in the camp for short-term but challenging devil may care fun, dig in. So,
that's it?
Yes. This game doesn't play anything like Devil May Cry, so that can't be what they were going for. And they put Devil May Care in quotations.
Why?
I don't know.
Just that's not how you signify an idiom. You don't have to signify an idiom, do you?
You don't.
I don't. Okay.
The onus is on the reader to understand it as an idiom. It's not on the person writing it to explain that it is one. Oh, I could not read that one because I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's not, Well, it's the kind of, all right, if you played this game, I was interested in this game, and I asked you about what you thought about this game, just us talking.
Yeah.
That would be kind of close to something you would tell me.
Right.
And I would trust that based on evidence of the past.
Right. I don't know that reviewer.
Right. I need a little bit more than that.
So
at least make it sound like you've played the game.
Right. Based on these blurbs, what do you think the score is? We play hard mode around here.
79.
Okay.
79, yeah. We got one standing at 78.
Space
gone up to 80.
Just to be completely honest with everybody that might be at home going, Trey's really not making this fair. I wish I could tell you there were better blurbs. I really do. The answer is 92.
All right, then.
Like, when I tell you that the vast majority of these blurbs are 2 sentences, if that,
yeah,
that's all we got. Like,
yeah. Well, then.
Well, that's Shovel Knight Dig. I'm probably going to wind up checking it out, honestly. I think it seems cool.
Yeah, I a little confused about. Anyway, all right.
Next up is Grounded.
What?
Grounded is finally out.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Now,
all right.
We need to clarify this. We have reviewed Grounded before on this channel, doing reviews. This is the console release of Grounded. And is listed as a brand new review and has, that's pretty good, and has a brand new score.
Brand new musical?
No, a brand new critic score.
Oh.
Which I find, no, I understand. I find fascinating. So I think it would be fun to cover it again.
Okay.
Because why not, right? I mean, it's technically listed as a brand new game on here.
I'm trying to remember. I have no memory. Go for it.
So Grounded is, of course, the survival game where you play as Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, basically.
Yeah.
And try to make your way through there. What do you want to guess the critic average score is? Is it really ad time though, Nightbot? Can I trust you?
Really? I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm liking the number 82 tonight.
Okay.
Not sure why.
Oh, it is
Maybe
ad time.
Okay. Maybe I'm sticking with 82 because 1982 is when Betty Davis' Eyes hit number 2 on the charts for like 6 weeks.
That's fair. That's fair. All
I
right, well, we
doubt
got
it,
a
but it could
76
be.
and a 78. So let's see what we get.
Liking the 76. 78 might be closer though.
Trying to hold off until they get back from ads. The answer
Oh.
is
Where have you gone?
83.
Okay.
Again.
Once again. Right underneath that. Right underneath that. Yeah.
So close. Man, blurbs tonight were fun, but this one I actually think is a pretty good one.
Okay.
Shaq News says, of all the survival games I played, Grounded is easily one of the coolest. The very theme of it is fun, and the execution is pretty on target too. Playing as micro-sized kids in a vast yard full of pests and threats is really interesting. The story keeps exploration intriguing, and the progression, whether alone or with friends, feels satisfying. I'm not fond of how hard it is on normal difficulty alone, or the lack of variety among nearly required gear, but it really gets all the more delightful with friends helping. Even then, there's plenty of ways to enjoy Grounded solo, too. Between creative modes, multiple difficulties, and a nice set of accessibility options, Grounded feels like one of the strongest entries to the survival genre in a long time.
See, I feel like that guy. I feel like they played the game. That person played the game.
I agree.
You know, that was pretty good.
I'm trying to figure out, Faith, how to program Nightbot to add a sound when it's ad time. I'm trying. Nightbot is interesting to work with.
I'm pretty sure he'd just scream at the wrong time.
Yeah, right. Hydrate? Oh, hydrate needs a sound. Yeah, it does. I have to put it away anytime I'm looking at reviews.
Hold on. I've got something to hydrate with.
Yeah, I have to put it away anytime I'm looking at reviews because I have to click on blurbs and that makes it go away. I need to add a fourth monitor just for the activity feed. Just for that. Man, a posture check? Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, I see those.
All right. And you got to warn me. All right, here we go.
So that's your first blurb.
All right.
Then I have Mondo Xbox.
And then
that says, Grounded is a deep and compelling survival game that immerses us in a fascinating world waiting to be explored, full of challenges and graced by an excellent co-op mode. It's a game that doesn't hold the player by hand, and for this reason, it can often leave you stumped, requiring a lot of tenacity and patience. But it can also offer great rewards, recommended for survival game fans and newbies alike, especially those eager to enjoy it with friends.
Okay. I can change one thing about the whole review, and it still works. All right? We're going to change the game it's about. We're going to call it Outward.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
Not much. I mean, they made a couple points in there. It kind of went along with the other one, but it was, I don't know.
I have one final review for you, and both these blurbs are rough, in my opinion. So I'm going to give you a choice. Do you want to hear the blurb from Spazio Games or from Games Radar Plus? Oh, we got a name change too? All right, what am I changing it to? Spazio. Waverly redeemed it, so she gets to make the choice.
Yeah, it just had a bit part in Romeo and Juliet. No, don't worry about it.
Trayfish? Okay. Trayfish it is then. I'll be Trayfish until next week's podcast.
All right.
Till after the pre-show.
Yes. Yeah. As long as he remembers, right?
You want Spazio. Okay, Faith. What do you think, Margaret? Spazio or Games Radar?
Spazio now.
Okay. This final release for Grounded confirms that Obsidian gave its soul to the game, crafting a survival game which is still improvable, but unique in a lot of ways. What does that mean, man? What does that mean?
They didn't have time to play it.
What does that mean? They put their heart and soul into it. Well, that normally means bad. Well, no, I mean, it's improvable in a couple of ways, but it's really unique. So is it good or bad, man? Which is it?
From an outsider perspective, right? From an
Hold
outsider
on to hope.
perspective, I'm pretty sure there's Obsidian games you could argue that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, man, this game, they put their arms on it. I don't.
Yeah.
It feels too much like a sales pitch,
right?
Rather than a critique.
I agree.
Oh. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go sweep for the night. 82. We got a couple in. I'm stick there. 94, 78. Yeah. We got 82. Somebody's gonna be close. Somebody's gonna be real close.
The answer is 88.
All right. If you said 83 again, I was gonna smack you next time you came over.
That's fair. That's fair. So yeah, I mean, it seems like people like it. It's definitely not my genre, right? But it seems like people like it. That's reviews for the week, but fear not, wonderful viewer, because we have some announcements coming.
Yes.
And after that, we have some very interesting news. At least I think it's interesting, and you will too, I hope.
It's a goal.
First up for announcements, we have that Nier Automata is getting an anime.
Yeah.
Now go ahead.
I'm just wondering how long you fist pumped when you read that.
So, I did, but I'm a little torn.
Understand? Okay.
Because there are things that Nier Automata does that I think can only really be done in the genre, like in the media of video games.
Okay.
I think you need to be playing it for that to hit the way that it does. And I'm curious how they're going to tweak that to work in an anime.
Okay.
My other it's just a little thing, is that God in heaven help me, I am not strong enough for the takes that I have seen of people going, well, 9S is just copying Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. 9S was created in 2018. Satoru Gojo came out in 2021. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
Anime fans, what is wrong with you? I'm an anime fan. What is wrong with y'all?
Look. Like
just because he's got a blindfold doesn't mean he's based on him.
Like a 5-year-old saying, back when I was young. Like,
yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Or when somebody says, this Transformer stuff, it really feels like the Michael Bay movies. They must have copied it there. Look, I like Jujutsu Kaisen, okay? I want to make that very clear. I have a shirt from Jujutsu Kaisen because I like it so much, but they will find you. But my main concern is just that, how are you going to tweak it to work? The people that have played Nier Automata or that have seen the spoilers will know, but it
isn't a long time ago.
It is basically, man, I don't know if I want to spoil this or not for Nier Automata, because they might do something similar in the anime, but they can't do something because it's anime and not a game. There's a choice you get at the end of the game that is only impactful to people that play video games.
Okay.
So I'm going to put up Spoiler Lubu.
All right.
Do you care about this spoiler? Because if you care, I will not say it if you care.
No.
Okay.
Because like that, I don't think it can ruin the anime.
Okay. If you care about Nier Automata spoilers, put your headphones off until after that spoiler Lubu goes away. At the end of the game, some of your main characters die.
Yeah.
And when you finish all the endings, the game gives you the option, all the main endings, the game gives you the option to give up your save to save those characters. And if you choose to do that, you get to do a very difficult fight and save those characters but it deletes all of your data.
Ah.
All of your saves, all of your backup saves, they're all gone.
All right.
And it's
You got a choice.
It's a really potent moment, right? Because you chose to do that. And now you watch as all of your data is erased in front of you. Little by, they don't just like go, hey, it's been wiped. They manually go through the inventory and delete each item. All your skills, one by one. And like, there's a whole big thing about it where in the process of doing that, you have to fight against the company that made the game, and then the game devs come back behind you in the chorus, and you hear them singing the chorus along with you for the song. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
How are they going to do that in the anime, man?
Well, they can't.
Right. They just delete your Crunchyroll account?
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah. There you go.
All right, I'm gonna take Spore Lubu now, but that's my thing. Is I don't see how it'll be as impactful, but maybe they'll do something very different with it. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna get too much into it for people that still want to play it, but yes, it's mine. If you have not seen that ending and you don't care about the spoilers, go and watch that ending on YouTube. It is incredible. It is incredible. And obviously, I'm psyched for this anime because I'm going to get to see my boy, 9S. I'm going to get to see him do cool stuff. I'm going to get to see 2B. And there's going to be so much fan art. And you know what I mean by fan art of 2B because there's already a lot. It's going to like triple, man. Yeah, it's I love Nier, so I'm all in on Nier anime. I'm not saying the fan art is a plus for me, just I know you, internet. I know you. I'm just excited for the cosplays.
Well, it's got one big thing going for it. It's not being made by Amazon, so
yeah, that's the truth.
So
pretty excited for that.
Hopefully, it works out for you.
Yeah. You know what else we're hoping works out? E3. E3 dates have been revealed. They're still doing digital E3.
Yeah, that's good.
One, that's one thing going for it. 2B's behind. Look, they asked Yoko Taro in an interview, why is her butt so big? And he said, because I wanted it to be.
Fair enough. The man is an artist. Leave him alone.
Yep. So E3 2023 is going to be from June 13th through June 16th with partnered digital events and showcases starting on June 11th, which is really weird that they're doing like partner and stuff before E3 instead of as part of E3. But
okay, wait. Give those dates one more time.
June 13th through June 16th. Okay. And the partner and stuff is starting on June 11th.
11th. 2 days before. Okay, 2 days before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is this why everything being delayed?
Probably. This is also the first E3 that's going to be under the new management from the old team. So we'll see how this goes. Either they're going to handle it way better or not at all, you know? However, they've made one pretty big change already, which is that E3 will not be... Because there will still be like an in-house physical E3 event.
Yeah.
Tickets will just be very sparse.
Right.
Because they don't want to have a big showing like that. It didn't work, right? When they tried to bring it back after the pandemic, it didn't work.
Yeah.
So now the business days will be on the 13th through the 15th. And then the public tickets that will be purchasable will be on the 15th and the 16th. So media will have their days, and the public will have their days.
All right. How long in the future do you believe it's going to be till they have E3 VR?
Oh, not long at all. I think we're looking at 2026 probably.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where you put on your goggles and go.
Because you look at the push that like PlayStation's going with PSVR 2. You look at Steam is pushing a lot with Oculus. And then you have the what's it called? The other one that I can't ever remember that Google picked up. Or that Facebook picked up. I'm sorry, not Google.
Meta, sir.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Meta. I think that won't be far away at all because it's way cheaper, right, than to set up a whole physical venue.
Yeah. Yeah. And much easier to manipulate the environment.
Yeah. It's also really nice to have this separation back because, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I have gone to conventions since the start of this podcast and tried to cover stuff for the channel.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare to try to talk to a dev on a crowded
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah.
Even if you have a camera there, even if you paid money to have a camera there, half the time you can't use the footage because while you're talking to that dev, some random person walks up and interrupts and then turns and goes, what is this? What's going on here? It's like, all right, well, I got to edit around this now. And then the dev is like, well, I'm kind of busy. I probably don't have time for an interview, actually.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
So having it split, I think, is the best way to do it. Now, obviously, the split does not help small people like us. If I went to physical E3 and bought a merch ticket, I'm not going to be on the list for these interviews, right? Sony's not going to have time to talk to me. But it's nice for those that are like mid to high tier and can get that time where they can actually talk to them on their own.
All right. We ought to set a goal. We got to talk to somebody at Sony.
Yeah.
If they're a janitor there, I don't care.
Yeah. Just, hey, look, I'm having an interview with Sony this time. E3 Sony interview.
Yep. Don't care who it is.
Oh.
Somebody from Sony.
I think that's pretty cool that it's coming back. But you're probably right. You mentioned it kind of as a joke, but in hindsight, you're probably right. That probably is why a bunch of stuff's been delayed.
Yeah.
They want their stuff shown off at E3, a tenuous 2023 release.
Yeah. Yeah. That's and it gives some breathing room after what you mentioned earlier that happened worldwide.
Yeah.
It gives them breathing room to polish off games that were in heavy development through that.
For sure.
Have you seen you need to watch Deadpool's Ryan Reynolds' new trailer for the Deadpool thing?
I have seen that trailer.
Okay.
I've seen that trailer.
I won't spoil anything. That was a great teaser trailer.
Yeah. I almost added it to the docket, but I was afraid because of how new it is that we would talk about it too much and ruin it for people that haven't seen it.
Okay.
I figured we'd talk about it next week.
Okay. All right. You've got a week, people.
Because I saw that too, and I was like, there is nothing I can say about this that won't spoil it.
So,
E3. However, you're talking about delays. I'm actually really disappointed by this. I've been super on board and I get it, right? But I've been super on board with delays, and this is the first one that's made me go like, man, Oxenfree II has been delayed.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that to hit. That's kind of a disappointment.
Yeah.
I didn't think, though, granted, playing through Oxen, yes, there's supposed to be a second one.
Oh, I'm sorry, Oxenfree II. I'm sorry, not 3. I'm sorry, that was on me.
Yeah.
Oxenfree II.
Yeah, Oxenfree II. Sorry, I got the docket here. I didn't think, first of all, I didn't think there'd be a second one.
Right.
Because, maybe how they do it, the style of play or whatever they do, that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Because that game already has a style.
Yes.
And a feel to it. It just, what story are you putting in it?
Right.
That world they created.
I agree.
So that's kind of a disappointment.
It's being moved to 2023.
The E3.
Right. And the main reason they say for the delay is that they want to add more localizations. It's kind of a small story about Oxenfree 1, but one of the biggest complaints people had was that it was available basically worldwide, but only in a couple languages. And it quickly got a real good niche release, right? A lot of people love it. I'm one of them. I know you are as well.
Yeah.
And it just, a lot of people couldn't play it, even though they could buy it, because they couldn't read it. And so the team has taken that in and gone, hey, you know what? We recognize we have a fan base that wants to play our games. We're going to fix that.
That's really kind of impressive.
Yeah, it's the best reason to delay a game I've seen so far.
Yeah, that's I mean, yes, that's money they'll get back,
Right.
but that doesn't go to finishing the game
Right.
or getting it released, you know? So it's depressing, but on this one I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of kind of cool, as we move into the news.
The news.
Phasmophobia has hit, I think it's 7.0. Let me double check. Did I put that tab?
An earthquake, or
There it is.
it's not that 80s movie about the little silver ball with the blades that come out of it, right?
No.
Okay.
It is the 0.7 update. So it's still not even at full 1.0 release, I guess. However, this update's huge. And the fact that it's being released for free boggles my mind. I know that you don't play Phasmophobia all the time, and I don't play Phasmophobia all the time, but I wanted to run down some of these things that are being changed here.
Hold on. How big is that game? Do you know?
It's pretty big on Steam.
No, I mean like file size wise.
Oh, let me double check. I have it in my. I'll drag my Steam's gonna pop up on the screen for a second. I'll drag it out of the way.
Because you can change a big update. You know, I want to see how close it compares to how big the game is.
Right.
You know, I want to see.
Steam has to open. Being slow.
Because are they just fixing a lot of code? Because that's not going to be a very big update.
Right.
If fixing a lot of codes in there, or they adding some stuff and going to it, and how much? Because a lot of updates now. I mean, they're the size of a regular game.
Yes, I agree. I have my Steam library up here. Let me see. Phasmophobia, if I were to try and install it right now, it is 21.52 gigs.
Okay. That is almost a medium-sized game in today's term, it seems like.
Yeah. So, these changes.
And we don't know how big the update file is.
I don't know. No, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I can update that after the update actually comes out. I can come back with that another week and we can.
Yeah.
Custom difficulty, which will allow you to custom change sanity pill restoration amount, your starting sanity, the sanity drain, how much people can sprint, when the sprint recharges, how long the actual individual sprint is, if flashlights can break or not, losing items on death or player speed. That's just for the player, all the stuff you can toggle.
Huh?
Then for the ghost, you can toggle how much evidence is needed, changing the ghost's favorite room, how much the ghost wants to interact with people, how often events happen, how often it hunts, the grace period after a hunt, if it will put fingerprints or not. You can extend the hunt. If a ghost gets a kill, you can just make it extend its hunt longer. How much they roam and how fast they move. Then you can also change the weather, the number of doors that start open and unlocked, the amount of hiding places where the ghost can't find you, sanity monitors, states, the activity monitor states, fuse boxes, and possessions. That enough would be like a pretty solid update for a game, right?
Yeah.
All those custom modes.
Getting to Don't Starve customization at that level.
Right. But then they've completely reworked the Asylum. So that now you have the base version of the Asylum, which is now called the Sunny Meadows Mental Institution, the restricted version, which is a much smaller variant of it, and another brand new map, because hey, why not, called Camp Woodwind.
See, that's what I'm wondering, because you said that the game was, we'll have to come back and catch up on how
it's gotta be pretty chunky, right?
I'm thinking like, and see what, we'll have to look. We'll have to look after the update, how big the update is.
That's
a
not
lot
all,
of stuff
though.
put in.
That's not all, because they're also making it where ghosts will interact with objects more, and making it where, because of that, you'll be able to basically have a higher chance of figuring out what type of ghost it is because they'll be interacting with the objects more. They've tweaked a bunch of the ghosts. They've added a report option for players where you can now report people. And then they give you a new base office when you boot up the game. You're no longer just in that warehouse. Now you have a new cooler warehouse with a shop, investigation boards, access to the truck. Player ID cards have been added. Detailed statistics have been added. Stat tracking has been added where you have long-term stats now based on how many ghosts you captured or figured out. If you get disconnected, you'll now get reconnected instead of having to go back to the main menu. You can now view your friends on Steam through the Recent Players tab in the game instead of having to manually pull up the Steam menu, especially for if you're in big picture mode. That's a huge thing. There's new collectibles. The shop is now on a separate thing in the lobby, so you don't have to go to a different, you don't have to have a loading screen to pull up the shop. You can now make loadouts. You have daily and weekly challenges now. It's just a lot.
That is.
And that's not even counting the bug fixes. I'm not going to get into all those.
Man.
Pretty good for a free update.
Yeah. They got some. That was the longest. That's almost like okay, now we've been in beta. Now we're going to release alpha.
Yeah.
Before we go live.
Right.
Yeah. So it was like that big of an update to it.
There's one last thing they're doing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you can't pause us. We're always moving. They're adding an apocalypse mode, an apocalypse challenge, which is a special event that basically you can get 3 unique trophies for your trophy cabinet. You just have to do, in single player, complete all 4 objectives for the event and get a ghost photo in Sunny Meadows Mental Institution, which is the reworked asylum, with the following custom difficulty multipliers. If you have 15 or more multipliers on, you can get a bronze. 20 or more, you can get a silver. Or 24 or more, you can get a gold. They want you to play the new custom game mode, and they're doing that by giving you special rewards you can earn for a limited time.
Right.
Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Actually, kind of impressed. Like I say, it almost sounds like the update would be about half the size of the game. You know?
Right.
Goodness.
Makes me want to play it again, to be honest with you.
Right.
Well, from there, from good news, we have some interesting news. And this one, you've been kept in the dark on, because I want to see your reaction to this live.
Okay.
The Leagues of Votann, which is the brand new 40K faction, have been banned.
Really?
All across Europe.
Leagues of Votann.
Now, there are multiple reasons for the bans, and some of them make perfect sense to me. And also, I should mention, the 40K community is currently very split on the Leagues of Votann. Some of the tournaments are banning them because, hey, they're too new and their whole model line is not out yet. So anybody that wants to come to a tournament with them can only bring a bunch of the starter box that has come out. And that means just a bunch of the same units, and that's not fun to go up against. So we're banning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some places are banning them because the codex hasn't been out long enough for people to have learned how to play against them. Or to play enough locals to know how to play against them, and they don't want them to sweep the tournament. I get that one. That one I agree with less than the whole line not being out. But I get it.
That sounds like an argument of we're not sure their power level. We're not sure how balanced they are yet. Okay.
However, there are some tournaments that are banning them because they're saying they're too broken and they don't want to play against them until Games Workshop fixes them. And on the one hand, any tournament has the right to decide whatever they want, right? They're tournaments run by their own people. But on the other, a lot of these are ones helmed by YouTubers that are saying they had 6 weeks to play with the Votann and they just know how broken they are when the Codex came out 3 weeks ago. And we know that Games Workshop, because you might say, well, they were just playtesting it. Games Workshop, goes out to all the playtesters. Well, no, after the last big leak, Games Workshop stopped doing that and playtest internally now, which means they have not had that Codex for 6 weeks. Now, I want to clarify this. The Leagues of Votann are very strong, busted maybe even. As long as you're within 18 inches of them, they will be taking models off the board really quickly. They're also very slow. They don't have really anything to challenge Psychers, and their objective game is not very good. Their secondary objectives are not very good. You have to outplay them in points, which I don't think is fun to outplay in points, honestly. That's not the way I like to play 40K.
Okay.
I like to play, hey, we're going into this match, we're trying to wipe out each other's units and score objectives. I don't like just going, hey, well, I got enough points by raising banners, and they didn't, so I won. Even though they have like 4 times the models left on the board than I do. It's not my preferred way to play, but that's what you kind of have to do right now until we figured out all the ways to counter Votann.
Yeah.
But there are some players like myself that are not going to have a fun time against Votann. I play Blood Angels, and Blood Angels are about getting into melee with jump packs. And if you get into 18-inch range with Votann, they're going to kill you. Because so Votann have the ability to do mortal wounds on 6s when you roll a d6. Which a lot of models have the ability to do that, right? However, Votann have an ability called a judgment token they can do that lets them force a roll into a 6.
Oh.
And they get a judgment token anytime you do anything, basically.
Oh.
Because the whole point is that the dwarves are judging you because they have a grudge against you now.
Look, you're in war. Everybody's judging each other. That shouldn't be an advantage.
But in the 40K lore, like in Age of Sigmar, the dwarves have a book of grudges. And so it's a reference to that of the dwarves will be like, well, that's a grudging because you did something they didn't like. And so it's a reference to that, right? But I think they need to limit how many of those you can get, because if you choose the right named character, you start the match with one, and he can give one for free every turn.
By the way, I'm going to start keeping a book of grudges.
Yeah, book of grudges is a great thing, right?
And I'm going to start telling people that that's a grudging.
Good. And like, thematically, judgment tokens are super cool, right?
Yeah.
If they only improved your score by a +1 or a +2 that you rolled, I think that would be way more even.
On X6.
But
the fact,
the fact that you can go, hey, this is a guaranteed mortal wound, and I could theoretically get up to 4 judgment tokens a round, so I have 4 guaranteed mortal wounds, which means I can practically kill any unit on the board once a turn for free. You understand why people don't like them, right? Why they say they're busted.
Yeah.
They are absolutely able to be played against. They only have 1 unit that can fly at all. Their core infantry, it takes them forever to get across the board. They're super slow. On like a big board, they have at most a 5-inch move. Whereas I have a couple units, like these guys have a 6-inch move, and that's if I don't charge or if I don't advance with them. And if I put jump packs on them, they have like a 12-inch move, or a 10-inch move. So you see how quickly the Votann get outspent. But where this all comes together and why these YouTubers that are leading these tournaments are throwing this fit is because every time a new codex comes out, it's the strongest codex in the game. And they have decided that enough is enough, and this is going to be the hill they die on.
Okay.
If Games Workshop doesn't change it, they will not allow Leagues of Votann in their tournaments, even after the other units have come out, even after people have had time to figure out how to play against them. They will just not allow it.
Well, I mean, if it comes out that there's a tactic that they are weak to, that kind of works.
I agree.
Hopefully, with each group comes out, there's 1,000 ways to win, at least a few ways to lose.
Right.
Or tactics that are effective.
Yes. And Votann is too strong. Now the question comes up, did Games Workshop make Votann so strong so they would sell more starter boxes? Because they knew they'd be really strong and people would buy them for the meta? Or did they make them really strong because this codex was made when the Tyranids Codex was made, and the Tyranids Codex was really strong with a bunch of Psyker stuff that Votann cannot counter at all?
Now, I would go with sales.
Right. That's most likely what happened, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are saying the problem with this is Games Workshop always puts out a new codex that's busted, and then they come back through with a patch later on and fix it, and they should just wait to release the codex. Honestly, I agree. They should probably just wait to release the codex. But it's a new faction. They don't want to do that because it's a new faction. People can't play at all if they don't have a codex. And one of the other problems... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, it could put it out, let people play at home, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't have the models for it yet.
Right, but I can proxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can proxy in and then at least figure out how stuff works.
Right.
Well, that's one of the reasons, games became, there's so much playtesting in, especially like video games.
Yeah.
Because all it is, what you're playing is a set of rules.
Right.
And you're playing defining those rules, whether it's tabletop or a game.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there's rules that not even the people who played the game realize were there.
That's right. Exactly.
And there's probably some time you can think of, if you played video games or you have played tabletop games or a variety of both, that you've gone, hey, if I put this skill and this skill together or something to that effect, it's like, yeah, it's broken. Yep.
The other thing that I want to bring up is that, and this is the thing I think people have forgotten in their desire to immediately say, like, hey, GW is breaking the game for sales. They also just lost their entire playtesting team that they were outsourcing to stop the leaks. That happened right before they started working on this codex. So I get it. They're too strong. But people that were not playtesters are now having to grind out matches over and over and over again to try and learn how to playtest. And you say, well, these people play the game anyway. They should know. But what if these people don't play the game? What if these are the painters? What if these are the modelers? What if,
But also on that, what if these are the people that have always played the game?
Right, and are too good at the game.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
And counter them easily.
Yeah, they don't remember what it's like to start this game.
Right. Because I'm going to be straight with you. If you put a brand new player that plays their first game against League of Votann, they are not going to have a good time. They're going to get shot off the board. And it's going to suck.
Yeah.
But I honestly think with my NIDs that aren't even fully painted yet, I could probably take Votann. Playing terrain pretty well, as long as my enemy has not been playing Votann for a long time. Playing with terrain well and focusing on setting up my synaptic network, I think I could probably take them down. But if you told me today, hey, I got to play against them with my Blood Angels, I'm going to sweat all night tonight trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. Because I don't know. There's not enough good options for me. I'm going to instead turn into a gun line myself and try to outrange them, I guess. And that is not what my Blood Angels are good at.
Yeah.
So, and people that play Imperial Knights that have like one big unit and a couple small units, they're going to Judgment Token that big unit immediately.
Yeah.
And it's going to go down. You may have 18 mortal wounds, but guess what? Over the course of 4 turns, you're getting 4 Judgment Tokens a turn. That's if they're not hitting any other 6s in the process of it or hitting any other shots in the process of it.
Yeah.
So
if they don't roll any 6s, you're taking 6. You're taking 4.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we'll take those. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Right on.
But it's a weird thing, and I definitely think it needed more time in the oven. I don't think it's as broken as a lot of people are making out to be, but I think it can be. And in the hands of a skilled player, it absolutely is going to be winning tournaments.
Fair enough.
Which is why I understand why a lot of tournaments are banning them. I do think some are going too far. Like, hey, what about the guy that just wanted to play Space Dwarves and went and spent $400 buying a bunch of starter boxes so that he could go to the tournament? Now he can't go, and he's going to go to his local game store and get told, hey, those are banned. You can't play them here. Even though the game store didn't have that rule because the other person doesn't want to play against them because they keep hearing about how broken they are.
Yeah. But also, it's a pattern, right?
Yeah.
Everything that comes out new is overpowered.
Right.
Until they fix it.
Yeah, Necrons were busted, Tyranids were busted, Drakari were busted.
Yeah.
It'll all balance out again. It's just, unfortunately, these are going to have a pretty big hit. And I'm afraid the big hit is going to be nerfing the points so hard that it affects sales the wrong way, and the next patch brings them back up again. Because look, I haven't even brought up the Land Fortress because I don't want to get too much into detail here because we have other stuff to talk about. But the Hecaton Land Fortress has a gun that will one-shot. If it has judgment tokens, it will one-shot an Imperial Knight on turn 1.
That sounds handy.
And that is like, in a 2,000-point army, that thing is 1,200 points. That knight is 1,200. That is the bulk of your army, one-shot.
Oh, yeah.
And so that thing's going to have to triple in points cost to make that fair. That thing's going to have to become most of your army, which means people aren't going to buy a bunch more Votann. They're going to get a Hecaton Land Fortress, and they're going to call it good, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just feel like it's in a bad situation where you made it too strong, and now, no matter what you do, it's going to hurt somewhere.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it does taste like a marketing ploy.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does.
You know, look how cool and how powerful these guys are.
Yeah, whether that was the intent or not, I don't blame people for feeling that way.
Yeah.
But can you do?
I don't know.
That's our Space Dwarf friends. We'll catch back in them. I think next week is the balanced data slate, and I guarantee you they'll be in there. So, next up, let's talk about Dunkey, man. I don't like talking about Dunkey. But I'm going to make this very clear. I do not enjoy Dunkey's videos. But I don't have any feelings on the man personally, really. We talked about the stuff they did on Twitter where he spoiled a bunch of stuff for Xenoblade. He took those tweets down. You know, I am basically ambivalent on Dunkey as a person because I don't know him. Dunkey as a personality makes content that is very opinionated, is maybe the term, of if he likes the game, it's one of the best games ever. He tells a bunch of funny jokes about the game. And if he doesn't like the game, he grinds it in the dirt for like 5-6 minutes, constantly mocking it, getting stuff wrong on purpose, spreading misinformation, and just practically going, hey, this game's terrible. Here's why, even if that's not true. Not because of opinion, like, hey, I think it's good, he thinks it's bad, but straight up misinformation. Hey, your certain number of main characters in this game are all bad. Well, actually, there's more main characters than that. Did you even play the game? Hey, all the boss fights are bad. Well, actually, there's some really sick boss fights. Did you even play? You never have to fight anything that's not people. It's always just people. Well, actually, there's a lot of monster boss fights in this game. Did you even play the game? No. That's the background on Dunkey, right?
All right.
Because I know that sounds very opinionated for me, but I'm honestly just trying to give you a base form. I think that what Dunkey's trying to do here could be really cool. I want to make that very clear.
Okay.
Dunkey is opening his own publishing company to publish video games called Big Mode.
Oh.
And he put out a video about his publishing company that basically was, hey, I know what good games are. I'll publish good games because I'm a critic on YouTube and I know what good games are. So I'll publish good games.
Yeah.
There's a lot in that to unpack.
Well, yeah, you're playing a finished product.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's a lot different than building a game.
Right.
Well,
the website. Oh, please go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, well, again, I think we can go back, probably pick out points, if you think about it, where, you know, they almost had it. Or this mechanic of the game was pretty good. The game 100%. Was terrible, but, you know, so, I don't know. That's two different things, really.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, they have a website. And, of course, you know me. Mr. does his research over here. Pulled up the website, did some digging. Specifically, they have a publishing page about here's what we're looking for. And they say, here's what excites us in a game. Fun!
Yeah.
There's more, but fun's the first one.
I would hope so.
as a publishing company, everybody that's making a game is going to think their game is fun to play.
Yeah, or trying to make it fun.
Right.
Yeah.
The next one's substance. Man, you gotta be more specific than that, Dunkey. Look, man, I may not like your RPG videos, but I'm telling you, as a critic to a critic, you gotta be more specific than that, Dunkey. You can't just say substance.
Okay.
If I'm making a game, I believe it's got substance, man. Next up is originality.
Yeah, that would be nice, but that's out of the three, really, that's gonna be one of the hardest to attain.
Yeah, and everybody thinks they're being original when they're not.
Yeah, you're not gonna do anything the same way with music, man. You're not gonna do anything new.
Right.
You can package it, the way you want, and you can add your flavor to it, but it's not. But yeah, I don't know that you can come up with anything really new.
Yeah. There's 3 more of these, by the way.
Okay.
The 4th one is passion and artistry. Do those 2 things go together? Is that...
Well, I think so, but oy.
The 5th one is devs with a clear, strong vision.
I don't think they would be a dev if they didn't have a clear, strong vision.
Right. Why would they be making a game if...
Yeah.
And the last one is devs with deep gaming experience and understanding. If what you mean by that is deep game making experience, they probably already have a publisher. And if what you mean by that is they play a lot of video games, that does not mean they're going to make a good game. I play a lot of video games. I probably would not make a good game. I would try, but that doesn't mean I would succeed.
Yeah, I'd give it a go. For sure. For sure.
I played around an RPG Maker for a while.
Right? I don't know, man. It's when you critic things, man, when you criticize things, or to be a critic,
yeah,
you kind of need to be on the outside.
You do. And there's another side to this that I wanted to save till after we got through their pitch, which is that in the video, Dunkey goes on to talk about all the games that he's helped to become big as a critic. And he lists games like Hades, Untitled Goose Game, Celeste, Undertale, some of the most popular indie games that have come out. And I'm not saying he didn't help with his videos. I'm not saying they didn't boost the sales in some ways, because he does have a big following. But, man, I'm not going to sit here and say, I made a video on Undertale. I made a video on Untitled Goose Game. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, I helped that game be big. That was me. I did that. I made Hades what it is today.
Well, if I'm just thinking, if I ask gamers, hey, have you heard of Undertale? I'm probably going to get much more yeses than I say, have you heard of Dunkey?
Yes.
Maybe not,
100%,
but
100%.
I don't think you're the reason.
Right.
Yeah, you probably got them some sales. You did.
100%.
But I don't think you're the reason they're big.
Right. And his whole point is, I can do this for your game too.
Yeah.
But that's not... Look. You know how many devs... Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to say, here's what it is, okay? The product that he's selling is himself. It's not the publishing of games.
Right.
What he's selling is himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's going to end up well.
Right. Any dev could send a message to PewDiePie and ask him to cover their game. Any dev could do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that everybody's going to run out and buy it.
No.
Have I bought games that I saw a YouTuber play? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I've also not bought games that I've seen a YouTuber play, Tree Walker.
Yeah.
So, now he does have some things. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to say there's value in going checking out games. YouTubers doing reviews.
Yeah.
Or playing or doing a playthrough or what have you. There's value in that if you're thinking about purchasing the game.
Right.
and it's just like I had this image in my head with like games that say, Dunkey approved on
Right.
them.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to boost the sales as much as he's thinking they are.
I also think he's overreaching with his promises here. And I'm going to read them off to you because he does have a blurb here for like, hey, here's what we're offering to devs. If you meet our requirements that I listed earlier, here's what we're offering. And they specifically say, we can get involved at any stage from pitch to near completion. They're offering funding.
Well, yeah, you would.
Development support. How big is his team?
I don't know.
PR and community management.
Okay.
QA, porting, and localization.
Oh, okay.
And merchandising. Now, here's my point to this. And I don't know if Dunkey's talked to somebody about this or not. And I'm not trying to say he's making a poor financial decision here. But let's say this year he gets 4 games. Just 4. 4 games. Only one of them maybe blows up big, but all 4 of them, they have now guaranteed that they will help with PR and community management. That means somebody has to be involved with that community at all times.
Yeah.
For all 4, they've said they'll do localization. That's 4 scripts.
Yeah. And, maybe he has the contacts to get this over and get good prices and do what he can.
Maybe so.
With it. But it sounds, the pitch he's giving is like, hey, we're going to help you make your game.
Yeah.
But then, the vibe he's giving is like, hey, I'm going to tell you how to make a game.
Right.
The game I want.
The last one really bothers me, merchandising, because merchandising is incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
You start shipping stuff to other countries.
Yeah, but it also kind of has a big definition. I mean, what are you talking about merchandising?
Right.
Are you talking about, I want plushies and action figures and keychains,
right.
Or are you just talking, hey, I want to be able to send out fans a postcard.
For sure.
With a still from the game.
I think why it stands out to me is that I can't think of a single other publisher that merchandises for their developers. They go to other companies to do that. Companies like Pinbox or Redbubble or Merch Ticket. They don't do that themselves.
Not only that, usually when you merchandise that way, you've got an established game. Either the game is blown up,
right?
And people want characters from it or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it's in a series of games where you're betting on, the history.
Right.
That, hey, this game's going to blow up, so we're going to push it big.
For sure. And if you're a dev that's looking into this, I strongly recommend that you talk to them about what that merchandising means. Because does that mean that they get to merchandise and you don't? If your game becomes successful, they handle all the merchandising and you can't then make t-shirts or plushies?
Yeah, because, could you be pulling a George Lucas?
Right. Exactly. And I'm not saying that's what Dunkey's doing. I'm just saying it's not made clear how that all works on here because they probably don't want to get into the legal stuff on here. But if you're a dev looking into it, you should get into the legal stuff with them.
Yeah.
Please.
Right.
I don't know. It's just this is the first time a YouTuber's done something like this, right? And it's weird. I don't know how it's going to go. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? We'll have to find out.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if they put out good games, then he backed it up.
Yeah, that's all it needs. Then
also, he's put himself in a point that one bad game,
yeah,
is going to be enough.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't mean to dunk on him.
No.
But when you say that you're the arbiter of what's good and bad on YouTube, remember that everybody has an opinion as to what games are good and bad, and hey, right. I maybe don't like Last of Us Part 2 at all, and you think it's the best game ever made. So people's taste can be very different. Just point that out.
Yeah. Well, we're at the end of the day. We're talking about art, and art is objective.
Yes. Yeah. So Talking about more stuff that's really weird. Not creator. What are you doing? The creator of Blazblue is leaving Arcsys.
Now, are they done?
So this
Or
is
something else?
Toshimichi Mori, specifically. He's got a full statement here as to why he's leaving. It is all in Japanese. Give me a moment while I try to translate it.
Okay. See how this goes.
Yeah. Probably gonna look and see if somebody's posted a translation. Because it is not written in katakana, it's written in hiragana. Which is not my strong suit. All right, I have a blurb here from it.
Okay.
He says, I think the most important aspect of playing fighting games is rather than worrying about a character's strength and whatnot, a player should first be attracted to characters based on their looks. I think that's the ideal situation, honestly. A first-timer shouldn't need to care about how strong a character is. They should look at it and say, oh, she's cute, or I want to use him, and start the game from an honest and genuine feeling. So, it feels like he's getting tired of, hey, these characters are really good, and these characters aren't, and, you know.
Yeah, but it's also, I mean, we're in the age of information now.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's going to throw their opinion out there. Somebody else is going to have another opinion. It's going to go around, and people are going to agree
Right.
on what the best character is. And in fighting games, you've seen that pattern.
Yes.
You know, it's funny. There's been a few times where players and creators have got, let's say, a character banned from a tournament.
Right.
No,
yeah,
I'm
it's
not going to be spammed by this move or whatever, right?
Right.
So balancing is hard. Is a super hard issue, and players are going to go for the player that they feel more comfortable with, that they feel they can win with.
That's right. Let me see if I can get that. Try and cheat.
All right. But let's know about something. I'm trying to think of like fighting game characters that stood out to me, like in Lei Wulong and Tekken. With that, and then, I don't know who it is. Would be in Street Fighter. But see, the Street Fighter 2 might be a perfect kind of example of what he's talking about, though.
Yeah, I think so. It's very balanced.
And each character is interesting in their own way. You know, they all have something.
Yeah.
I think, actually, oh, man, what's his name? Dadgum. Samurai Showdown 2. He's a blind samurai. Yes, I went straight with him. Back in the day of arcades.
Is it Goriyuki?
I don't remember. I'll have to look it up.
So basically, I have the Cliff Notes version of this, which is basically just, I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm leaving. Sorry to everyone that this makes sad, to all the fans of Blazblue. Hopefully we can still continue to release the game to you in some way. Thank you. Which reads to me like he no longer owns the series.
Yeah.
And when you add that in with his statement about movesets, it sounds like things have been going against his will for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, you got maybe 3 seconds to catch somebody's attention.
Yep.
So, you know, he may not like and that's, you know, I'm pretty sure that's gone down. Usually you had, you know, a commercial, you'd have up to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got maybe 3 seconds to catch somebody's attention as they scroll through looking at stuff. So.
And they're gone?
He may just be out of it.
It could be. 20 years is a long time to be making fighting games, man. Like, he started on Guilty Gear and then moved on to Blazblue and smashing fighting games.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. But it's specific that he does not like call anybody out. He doesn't say that, you know, he's mad or anything. Even if he is, he doesn't like,
Yeah.
he doesn't try to
It's-
start any drama.
Well, there's no drama on it. There doesn't seem any rumor about it.
Right.
This may just be an actual luck. I got other stuff in life to enjoy, so
Yeah.
well, so who knows?
And I do want to specify the comments that he made about fighting game characters, they were not made in the statement. They were made along with the statement in an
Fair enough.
interview. So just to
Okay.
clarify, it's not like he said, I'm leaving, also fighting game characters should be made better. But in the interview, he then went on to say fighting game characters should be made better. So,
Yeah.
little column
Yeah.
A, little column B. But
Yeah. He may have had something in mind, but he said that.
right. So this next story would have been the biggest story for the night, man. But then another thing happened. Dan Allen Gaming admits to breaking NDA.
Ooh.
This is a thing.
Yeah.
So,
Nightbot, no.
Nightbot, you're wrong. Give me just a second. I accidentally closed the wrong tab.
Don't do that.
It should still be
What?
in my history.
The whole sit.
There we go.
The whole thing that NDA, man, that's get into breaking contracts and you got legal ramifications. And then I can't think of any time where if you're dealing with the courts that it's
Good
worth
idea to
going-
say you
make,
broke them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's not smart. That's not a good.
Sounds
So
like a condition of the parole, going.
Right.
You need to go on there and admit that you did this. Golly.
So there was a leaker on Twitter called The Real Insider. For a little while it went by Insider Info, but then changed its name to The Real Insider. The Real Insider leaked a bunch of stuff over the years. A bunch of stuff that nobody could have known without signing NDAs, right? Most recently, The Real Insider was the one that leaked all of the Assassin's Creed games that were coming. That took a bunch of the wind out of a lot of people's sails, Like, when you get told, hey, Assassin's Creed, Codename Red, Codename Jade, Codename Hexa, Assassin's Creed Mirage. It's like, oh, well, I guess those are the new games coming. So we know that's happening. He leaked a lot over the years. It doesn't seem like, even though it was, like, close in the same time, it doesn't seem like he had anything to do with the GTA stuff. But if you can think of a big release that dropped early, and that includes stuff like Directs, State of Plays, where stuff got out early and it kind of ruined the surprise, it was The Real Insider that leaked it. Now, in a move of, look, I'm going to be as honest as I can, incredible stupidity, Dan Allen Gaming responded to a message from The Real Insider, like in the thread that The Real Insider had made, from his personal account. Dan Allen Gaming. And was responding to somebody and made him go, oh, wait, hold on. He realized it moments after and deleted the tweet, but the damage was already done.
Yeah.
Now,
Somebody was paying attention.
you might ask, who is Dan Allen Gaming? Dan Allen Gaming is a channel on YouTube with 189,000 subscribers. He makes a bunch of Call of Duty stuff. Does a bunch of videos that, honestly, I find incredibly annoying when they pop up in my recommended, and you're going to understand why when I say this. He does a lot of stuff like, here's all the boss fights from this game with the final boss on the thumbnail. Here's all the story cutscenes from this game with an important reveal in the thumbnail. Yeah, that's this guy. Not surprised that he was leaking information, right? So, unfortunately for Dan Allen Gaming, earlier in the month, he had decided to dog on Jason Schreier. Now, if there's one thing that I know about Jason Schreier, it's that I don't personally like him that much. But the second thing that I know about Jason Schreier is that he will not drop a grudge. He's got the book of grudges open, and he's got a grudging going on.
Okay.
So as soon as he found out that this was the real insider, he did a 12-tweet long thread of, hey, here's every time that the real insider tweeted about a leak at the same time, in the same like span of hours, that Dan Allen Gaming was tweeting about how cool this game was. Or a game that was being made by the same team. Or a game that was being made by the same publisher. Proving that he'd broken NDA. Jason Schreier went for his throat and ripped it out in front of everyone. Obviously, overwhelming amount of evidence. Dan Allen Gaming put out a video saying, I'm sorry. Where he admitted to breaking all the NDAs. And has not released a video since, nor do I expect him to anytime soon.
No, because...
Give me just a second. I have to take this phone call. I'm sorry.
they're not going to take that lightly. I mean, these companies have lots of money. They put lots of money into marketing and other things. They have a whole legal department. You signed an NDA saying you wouldn't talk about it, and now you've just admitted to it. You've pretty much given them all the ammo that they need. I don't know. I don't. Yeah. I mean, NDAs can be tricky, but I don't see how he'd be in a situation where he was conflicted. Where he would be conflicted about it. You know, like what this is not about some kind of crime being committed. It's about games. Some kind of a cheap way to, if somehow it found the news out by himself, not through a leak, but by actually doing work, it might be a little bit more on the side, but you kind of tricked these people by signing that and saying, hey, not gonna talk about it. So
sorry, I'm back. That was important.
Understand?
Everything's okay right now. Might not be afterwards, but I'll find out.
Okay.
So yeah,
talking about how he at the end of the day, man, he signed the NDAs, and I don't see how there could be there's been times where that person needs to talk, but I mean there's big crimes being talked about when breaking an NDA on that.
Yeah.
When what he's done is that's just breaking a civil contract of, hey, we've got a market department, we have plans for this.
Right.
We've got people working on this. You have a job you're willing to take part of.
He's broken too many too. Like he's not going to be able to get away from this. He's done.
Yeah. Yeah. There you have it.
Just the way it is. He put out one final message on Twitter right after his video. It just says, I'm sorry to everyone for my actions. I'm ashamed and disappointed in myself. I'll be taking some time to reflect on my poor decisions, which will never occur again. Everyone that has supported me over the years, I'm truly sorry I let you down.
Yeah.
But again, doesn't really matter how much he apologizes. You can't get out of breaking an NDA for that.
No, we know. I'm sure he wasn't feeling guilty when it was getting him views and cash.
Yeah, when he's getting all those likes.
Yeah.
But
all right.
Our final story for tonight is an update on the Magnus Carlson Hans Neiman situation.
All right.
Because Magnus Carlson has made a statement.
All right.
I want to read this verbatim for you, and then we can talk about what it's done and the effect it's had. Dear Chess World, at the 2022 Sinkfield Cup, I made the unprecedented professional decision to withdraw from the tournament after my round 3 game against Hans Neiman. Hey, well. A week later, during the Champion Chess Tour, I resigned against Hans Neiman after playing only one move. I know that my actions have frustrated many in the chess community. I'm frustrated. I want to play chess. I want to continue to play chess at the highest level in the best events. I believe that cheating in chess is a big deal and an existential threat to the game. I also believe that chess organizers and all those who care about the sanctity of the game we love should seriously consider increasing security measures and methods of cheat detection for over-the-board chess. When Neiman was invited last minute to the 2022 Sinkfield Cup, I strongly considered withdrawing prior to the event. I ultimately chose to play. I believe that Neiman has cheated more and more recently than he has publicly admitted. His over-the-board progress has been unusual, and throughout our game in the Sinkfield Cup, I had the impression that he wasn't tense or even fully concentrating on the game in critical positions while outplaying me as black in a way I think only a handful of players can do. This game contributed to changing my perspective. We must do something about cheating, and for my part going forward, I don't want to play against people that have cheated repeatedly in the past, because I don't know what they are capable of doing in the future. There is more that I would like to say. Unfortunately, at this time, I am limited in what I can say without explicit permission from Neiman to speak openly. So far, I have only been able to speak with my actions, and those actions have stated clearly that I am not willing to play chess with Neiman. I hope that the truth of this matter comes out, whatever it may be. Sincerely, Magnus Carlson, World Chess Champion.
Well, it's almost it could almost be construed as, hey, you lost, man, get over it.
Yeah.
But did we talk about what's considered cheating in chess?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, just getting that extra look
in
a second glance
all it
before making
takes.
your move. So, oh man, this is good publicity for chess, though.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Right?
It's pretty
more
clear.
People care about chess now than they did.
Oh, the drama's everywhere. It's pretty clear from this that Carlson thinks he's cheating. Not just thinks, believes that he is cheating.
Yeah.
Now, the burden of proof is on Neiman. But can there be proof? Like we talked about last week, is there any real way to prove he was cheating over the board if it's true?
Well, that's the thing. The burden of proof's not on Neiman.
Right.
It's on those, saying he cheated.
Yeah.
And how he did it, we made the, obviously a joke about that.
Right.
Or it may not be a joke.
Thanks, Elon.
It may not be a joke. I don't know. He may have really thought that out and like, that's why we did it.
Yeah.
Who knows? But as far as the effect of it, man, I know more people are interested in chess at the end of the day.
Yeah.
More people have taken a look at it.
It's definitely had a big effect.
Yeah.
The other weird effect of this is that when it first happened, people immediately were like, Magnus is right, Hans is cheating. Then afterwards, people turned and went, Magnus is bullying Neiman, Neiman's playing fine. This statement has made people go, I don't know who's right.
Right.
Because Magnus seems to really believe it. He's never done this before.
Yeah.
But there's no proof of cheating.
Yeah.
I gave my opinion on it last week on the fact that I think Neiman is either an incredibly skilled chess player that just has a really poor interview personality. He just doesn't interview well.
Yeah.
Or he's cheating, and that's why he can't explain his moves in a way that makes sense. It's really only one of the two, because the man is incredibly skilled as far as I can tell, but also makes nonsensical moves as far as I can tell. So, who knows? Now, a lot of people have ran his moves from his games through engines that cheat at chess for you, and they're the moves the engine would have made, but it could also just be they were the best moves at the time, and Neiman could see that. So, we're still left in pretty much the same situation, but I think it's really interesting that Magnus just says, I believe that Neiman has cheated more and more recently than he has publicly admitted. And I saw a lot of people saying, well, Neiman knows something and he's not letting Carlson speak. And it's like, well, no, specifically, this was the reach of what he could get without it being defamation.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
he said that he needs Neiman to say if he could say more.
And look, man, Carlson's got on this front. I think Carlson's got a much bigger audience.
Yeah, for
to
sure.
speak to,
For sure.
So I
It's a
don't
tough
know.
call.
We'll see if anything else comes out.
Yep.
Maybe I should use different words. Oi.
Finally, let's throw it over to Runger's Corner.
All right. Well, as normal, we'll start off with a happy birthday. And it is Avril Lavigne's birthday today.
Oh,
I'm sure she's watching, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Not that. So happy birthday to you, Miss Avril Lavigne.
Happy birthday.
Now, we talk about games and stuff, and good. Right on. We'll call her and let her know we said happy birthday. The
I was trying to find a good way to put in a Skater Boy joke, but I didn't have one.
Yeah. I thought for a while on that today, actually. I don't know. Maybe she's sitting with her Skater Boy and watching this.
Maybe so.
That's what it is, right? We're gonna go with that. All right. If you've been keeping up with us, keeping up with these news reports I'm bringing, we've been talking to you about the animal uprising around the world.
Yeah.
Now, it has happened on American soil, so to speak, because, Hawaii.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's getting closer. And I think they're getting smarter about it. Now, there's a small town in Northern Virginia. They call it the Tyson's area.
Okay.
There's about 1,500 people there. Now, it wasn't an uprising here, but a single solitary rat. And believe me, they're high on the list to take us out.
Oh, yeah.
All right? It knocked out power for almost 1,600 people for a little over an hour.
Wow.
Now, here's the part that got me. Because Fox News reported on this. And they said the outage was due to a rat that infiltrated a piece of equipment. And you know how we must, take what the media says to the utmost, right?
Right,
It's got to be.
yeah.
And they use the word infiltrated.
Yeah.
I think they know. And I think they slipped up.
Yeah, probably.
I think this is the first mainstream media I can call out that's catching on or that knows first evidence of the animal uprising. I'll keep the story going. One rat got into an old piece of equipment and blew out the power. Now they managed to get it out. Yes, they managed to get it out. Like he said, he infiltrated. There's been rumors on Twitter that it was Splinter, but there's no proof of that. So
Splinter's turned against us. What will we do?
Yeah, I don't think it was Splinter.
Ugh.
But
oh, goodness.
They have figured out how to bust down the power. Now they know not only how long the power will go out, but the response time.
Yeah.
So, well, I will be keeping an eye on this, keep you informed. I just hope, nothing major happens before a Tuesday.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
We don't get taken out before next Tuesday. If they figure out that we know.
Yeah. We may be on a list now.
They're already infiltrating things.
Right. That's. Pay attention to the words they use.
This is why I have new cats, to protect me from the mice and the rats.
Very good.
I'm training them well, even though one of them's blind.
Yes. But you can't trust them either.
That's true.
If something happens to you and you lay dead there too long, they'll eat you.
Yeah.
So.
Real quick, I got to thinking, was that blind swordsman earlier Zatoichi?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, he was blue. His blindfold was blue, and his pants were like
Zatoichi.
blue. Yeah. Yes. Went through. So
all right.
I will be keeping up with that. There was a short story this week, but I thought you should know. It's not.
It's important.
I've been talking about. Yeah. This is the first attack with a single animal.
They're coming.
They're coming. They're coming. And I just proved to you that Fox News knows.
That's right.
Remember that. I'll keep my eye out.
It's because they're Fox News.
Oh, man.
It was before our faces the whole time. We had eyes, but we couldn't see.
Clearer. The lines are getting clearer. No, we will this week.
The first half. We'll finish the first half.
Yeah, it's the first. Look, I'm considering it a win.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All the DVDs. I got this box over here.
I agree.
Yeah, we finished at the first half.
Yeah, so we'll cover that next week.
Yes.
And we talked about it. We're probably going to do like a whole half the series deal there.
Yeah.
So it'll be a nice little discussion. So if you're looking forward to it, and you can make it early, but if you can't, you can always watch it on the VOD.
Yeah. Yes, do that. So we'll be back. We're back Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We have to think about what day it was. I don't know.
Morning.
I don't know where I am. Yeah. Man, 1 or 2 more shows, right?
Yeah, we should be almost done with it. We'll be talking about what did we get to last week? We talking about covered the Cibrix. We talking about the
No, what you're talking about, Will. That's just Lieutenant Quattro.
We'll be talking about the Sorrow Sworn next week. Or Thursday. Thursday specifically.
All right. Friday, you're going to fix that thing and then paint some more?
Yeah, we'll be painting some Thousand Suns.
All right.
Oh, that's what you're plugging. You're plugging Char. I understand.
Excellent.
And then we'll be back Monday with some more Lotro. And Tuesday with another episode of the regular podcast.
Yes.
Well, then.
Now, 4 nights a week. You have any plugs?
Man, I should, but I really haven't gotten to watch much YouTube this week. So I guess I'm just going to plug the usual stuff. Your music comes out on Sunday, as it's been pointed out. People should go check that out. And then, hey, we got a lot of stuff coming up on the channel. Hopefully I'll finish Stranger Paradise soon, and we can get that review out. And then I can pick up Xenoblade. Excited for that. But yeah, just more cool stuff coming on the channel like always. So
I got a subscriber on my account named Wayne Allgood with 2 L's. ALL
nice.
Good. Wayne Allgood. Yep, and I've been enjoying some of his songs.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think they're some of the videos are kind of wild on that. But I think the songs, he's got some good songs, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not a lot. I think it's less than 30 subscribers, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Interesting, weird, different music. Wayne Allgood, yes.
Very cool. All right. Well, with all that said then, I've been Trey.
I've been Roman.
And I've been Treyfish. And we've been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum of life.